Hello, Braxton. How you doing? I was just reading through your writing. I think this is a really excellent synopsis of your methodology and your conceptual approach. So thank you very much for including this with your submission. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ad. I've got the ad up in a separate window, and I just want to resize this so that we can get it in the window. Okay, almost there, almost there. So sorry about this. Okay, perfect, right? All right, let's go take a look. So I think it's a great start. Definitely, it's a very, very good start. Now, a couple of recommendations here that I think will help the harmony of the magazine and really help it to become something that you can definitely consider for inclusion in your student portfolio when that time comes. So what I want to do is I just want to go through a couple of things. So planning a Valentine's getaway together, that's good. And this is a good headline subhead combination. But I think it's pretty large. I would recommend reducing the size of that. If you jump over to the course announcements, you can see in some of those examples, and use these to follow your lead. Okay, so we can see, let me see here. So we can see, okay, these are pretty, these are much more brief headlines than yours. So, yeah, so that's not a good example, but I think this is true. So I would recommend reducing the size of that. Plan a Valentine's getaway together. Okay, so you have reduced that, and then this, you want to keep the subhead on one line. Okay, then you're going to reduce the size of the headline, keep the subhead on one line. So we have this combination. Plan a Valentine's Day together, and then right below that is couples retreat on a sunny beach. Get that left aligned. Everything, all of this left aligned. Okay, then I'm going to take this straight edge and I'm going to grab that margin right there, and I'm going to see all of this type should be aligned to your established left margin. Okay, right now we can see that it's not. Okay, so you want everything to align to your left margin that you establish. At that point, I would not present this type in all caps, because it almost feels like the type, I almost feel like I'm getting yelled at. The type is very, very aggressive. And you're talking about a relaxing couples retreat. So we don't want to be quite so aggressive in the presentation of the type. I think this type here it's pretty good, but I would increase what is called the leading. And if you take a look at that, what that's going to do is it's going to add a little space between each of these lines. Right now, I think they're just packed really, really tightly. And I would also recommend reducing the type size there a little bit. Okay, then at that point, we have the rest of this configuration. And this stacked right here adds too much visual weight to the right side of the composition. We're going to redistribute that way by taking this contact information and place it right here, right there. Okay, and then the logo, reduce the size of the logo and place it right there. Okay, that's going to establish a nice exit strategy, reinforcing the client's branding as they leave the composition. Other than that, I think the background image is over adjusted a little bit. I think we're losing contrast, and we can see that in the sand. The sand has very, very little detail. You want to readjust that image to add some contrast back into the sand so we can see some detail in that sand. Okay, masked image looks good. And other than that, I think it's a great start. So those are my recommendations. If you have any questions, I'd like to see those reflected in your final submission, which is due coming up here in week 8. I'm sorry, week 7. Week 7, check that, week 7, not week 8. Final campaign is due week 7. Okay, so we need to plan accordingly in terms of timing this out. If you want to make those changes, go ahead and do so and resubmit here. I'll be glad to comment on your next iteration. But I'd like to see these changes reflected in your final submission when that time comes. I'd like to get a look at this after you make the edits I recommended and before you submit it for your final campaign. So if you want to repost it here, that's great. I'll see it. If you want to post it in the general questions area of the class, that's great too. I'll see it there, whatever's more convenient for you. Okay, so at this point, I just want to reiterate how important it is for you to get with me if you have any questions, or if I can clarify anything I've said in the last 5 minutes in this video. Okay, fantastic start. And again, really super important to get with me with any questions. All right, thank you very much.